Thank you. Hello, I'm talking about value and pain to keep Rails application alive today. Thank you. I'm Yasuko Ohba, and I'm living in Tokyo, and I'm a programmer, and I have experience of I have been working with Ruby on Rails since 2006, and I have also experience of Java, C++, and Objective-C, and PHP, so on. And I'm president of every corporation. And my name, Ohba-san in Japanese. Please call me Ohba-san. Ohba-san. Do you understand? Please do not call me Ohba-san because it's a bad name for middle-aged women. And please do not call me Ohba-san. It means old lady. Thank you. And I'm from Everett Corporation. We develop web applications for customers using mostly Ruby on Rails. And we are working since 2007, so it's almost 10 years. And we are 90 people, and 11 are women. So we have a pretty large percentage for women employees and engineering. But unfortunately, we are here, 5 people are here, but 20% is. I have stickers and eyeglass cleaning clothes from my company. So can I put this somewhere? Maybe, and we can give you these things if you are interested in. I'm here with my husband and daughter, and they look a little bit tired. Sorry, I have no good pictures in my iPhone. And ni hao, Taiwan. This is the first time to visit Taiwan and to attend RubyConf Taiwan. And the second time to have an English talk longer than writing talks. I'm very, very happy to be here and pretty excited. Today's outline, I'm talking about what we generally have to do to upgrade Ruby and Rails in legacy applications. And we can say that we need to keep our Rails apps alive in long time, but that's tough. So I'm going to introduce what we are doing for that. Let's start from Ruby and Rails upgrading. Please raise your hand if you have used Rails too. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Not very many, but how many people have experienced the upgrading from Rails 2 to 3 or 4 or 5? Oh, thank you. A little. Rails 2 have been used widely, at least in Japan. So I'm afraid that many old Rails applications remain waiting to be upgraded. They are waiting for you. So knowing about how to upgrade Ruby and Rails can be some help for that situation. First of all, is it possible? Yes. And even with no old testing? Do you believe this? The answer is still yes. But is it better to develop an application from scratch? It could be. And people always want to do so, I know. But I think not always. Because an existing system being used reflects its real needs. I think it should be respected. And you can never remove its essential complexity by programming techniques anyway. That's why upgrading and refactoring makes sense. Let's look at how to upgrade Ruby and Rails. And let me introduce our case. This talk is about the real experience of me. Although our project goal was upgrading Rails only to 4.2, I'll also talk about upgrading to Rails 5 today. Our applications are kind of a health check service. It's B2B, and it was handed over to our company from the other development company, which originally developed the system. We have 3 applications. App 1 is for administration, App 2 is for end users, and it was implemented as an extension of Radiant CMS. And App 3 is for English users, and it was in Rails 3. So we first retrieve App 2 from Radiant CMS and upgrade to application while we merge App 3 into App 2. And then we do many refactorings because it was very ancient code. And after that, we add many features. The volume and App 1 the recent result of Rails stats is like this. App 2 is like this. So we have most nearly 80 classes for controllers and 350 classes for models. The total schedule was like this. It took 11 months in total, and basic upgrading work took more than 2 months. And we did many long refactoring works. And the team was also supporting the running version of this application in the same time. And upgrading schedule was like this. We have 4 steps. First, we upgrade Rails to 3.0, and then we upgrade Ruby and Rails to 3.2, and then we upgrade Rails to 4. After that, we replace some gems like file uploading, pagination, and so on. I drew a map of Rails upgrading. We start from Rails 2. We want to go to Rails 3, but between that, there is a river of tears. All right, we want to go to Rails 3.1, and between that, there is the mountains of Rails. And we can easily move to 3.2, but we will have to say goodbye to Ruby 1.8. And to go to Rails 4, there is a strong parameters calls. All right, you are now safe now. And you can go to Rails 5 easily. And before Rails 2, there is a Rails 1. But if your application started in the era of Rails 1, you may have a burden from Rails 1. If you have this kind of definition in your roots, this kind of definition in your roots, it's hard to remove it because we have to write each request specifically. To remove this default configuration, you need to write each request using resource. So you need to know all actions. That's how. Okay, how to upgrade Rails to Rails 3.0? There is a river of tears. So what's a river of tears? First, active record chainable query language has come. So you need to say goodbye to conditions and its friends. I think many of you may not know these codes, but in Rails 2 we use conditions option to specify where or order and we use an order for ordering like this. And I mean conditions is this option, and its friends is For example, order is friends. And limit or select will be other lengths. And program is conditions and its friends besides everywhere. So we need to fix everywhere. And manipulation of conditions values makes things worse. What's the conditions manipulation? It's like this. This is example. In Rails 3.0, you can use chainable query like where. So we need to replace these codes into this form. It's quite different, and we can drop something easily. So we need to know all sequels intended here. And small typical bug pattern was found there. Many people do search first and manipulate the result array in Rails 2. So we need to replace code to use chain queries instead of array concat. Second point, unobtrusive JavaScript. You need to rewrite Ajax code if it uses old Rails helpers methods. And the third point, helpers and views. You need to add equal into your ERBs and rewrite all the handmade helpers supporting blocks. And you may need to remove H and need to fix double escaping. The big problem here is that the views are silent. You have to notice something is wrong by yourself in most cases. Fourth point, validation. Now you can use sexy validation style here. And this is very easy, but the roots has changed, something changed. You need to remove map. And now you can use bundler. This is a good news. And command was changed. In Rails 2, we use Rails My App to create a new map app, and Ruby script console to run a console. And in Rails 3, it was changed. So I have a question. What happens if you run Rails C in Rails 2 environment? Hint is this. You got it? So we don't have to create applications named C or S anymore. I think this is very good. I used to create C or S applications twice in a day. Okay, let's go to the next step. We are going to Rails 3.1, and from here, Rails guides will help you. These articles are really helpful, but it doesn't cover every trouble your application will meet. Okay, there is the mountains of modern Rails. The first point is asset pipeline. You need to move files and configure settings. And maybe you need to redesign CSS and JS files structures. And it's good timing to use SCSS, and it takes much time. So you need to know about all asset files ideally. And the second point, the default JS library is changed to jQuery from prototype.js. So you may need to rewrite JavaScript code if you are going to switch the library. And to Rails 3.2, it's easy. Maybe you want to start to use Slack, or you need to use unique to distinct sequels. But it was renamed distinct in Rails 5, so be careful. And how about upgrading Ruby? And I think it's not very hard. Maybe you need to care about string encoding, and maybe you want to replace hash and stop using active support ordered hash, because the Ruby hash supports order. Okay, it's almost done. But the program is a strong parameters false to Rails 4. The strong parameters false. Security, security check went to control Apple model. And I love strong parameters, but very hard and boring job to apply strong parameters. Because you need to know all parameters for all actions. And others, and maybe you need to, you want to use HAML. So switch to HAML if you like it, and replace many gems, and rewrite monkey patching in config initializers, and maybe you need to care about time zone, and check and bin folder in your repository. Gems, you need to replace gems through the Rails upgrading. It can be avoided, so let's embrace it. And of course we use Rails update, but there is a point that it outputs config files so that your application will work as it did before upgrading, if it's possible. So the result may not be the best configuration, and it may cause trouble in future versions. So let's check the new Rails apps configuration and compare them, and fix some of them by yourself. By this time, if you have all specs written in RSpec 2, you may want to upgrade RSpec to 3. You may refresh should to expect and type and add type attributes to your test suites. I think this is a bit painful. And our project goal was to Rails 4, but and we are waiting for a chance to upgrade it Rails 5. But this time, I'm talk about to upgrade to Rails 5. For that, I upgraded my hobby app to Rails 5. It's a home accounting system. But I could see nothing but deprecation warnings. Too many deprecation warnings. In my app case, 20% of specs failed. Unfortunately, I had many old controller specs, and I got 14 different deprecation warnings. To Rails 5, let's use Ruby over 2.2.2 and add gem Rails controller testing if you are using controller test, and set eager load path properly. And let's add application record in your model. So let me introduce some deprecation warnings like that. Warnings in model or Ruby. You can use group users through an association with through parameters. It's gone, so we need to call reload instead, and we should use prepend. We should use prepend instead of alias method change. And unique is now distinct, and you need to write timeout for timeout. And warnings in other places. Params is not hash anymore. The large concern for me was this, because I was using param size to check the attribute size for nested attributes, so it's a problem. And I have to change a bit before filter or before action, or change something in roots RB, and render text is now render plain. Anyway, congratulations, welcome to Rails 5. So, how to upgrade Rails from 2? Conclusion, it's not only Rails update or Rails update. You need to change so many places. And for that, you need to know everything in your app. You need to know about all action for removing default routing and refactoring URLs and HTTP methods. and all parameters of each action, applying strong parameters strictly, and write loops of pages for fixing helpers and escaping correctly, and all seekers for replacing conditions to chain of query, and all asset files to apply asset pipeline, and all monkey patching to make them work in modern Rails, and use pretend instead of LSA in alias message chain. So it's very tough. It's tough, but not impossible. So just do it step by step. We do not have automated tests because we have to abandon tests given from the creative company. Those tests were simply too bad and did not make sense. I bet many old Rails apps are in the same situation, and I bet many old applications don't have enough documents either. And we have tried to write feature specs, in fact, but the old Ruby version discouraged us. We couldn't use capybara. And I find that sentence in Rails guys, this sentence in Rails guys, the best way to be sure that your application still works after upgrading is to have good test coverage before you start the process. All right, I agree with this. So you should write tests and then do upgrade. But if your app is too old to do that, or if your app's existing tests are too crazy, I don't recommend this. I recommend first you upgrade the application and then write tests for that. And I think modern tests are much more productive, so this makes sense. And helpful factors for upgrading without enough of tests. I think the good documents are important. And quite important thing is a freely accessible dev environment in original version with nice data. So you can check how it works and compare the results. It's very important. And in our case, a professional testing company helped us, and it was very good. After a year, we have many nice specs, so we are happy now. Okay, then switch to the topic, value and pain of keeping an application alive. Please raise your hand if you're working for a project that has been running for over 2 years. Oh, thank you. How do you feel? Apparently, we need to keep our applications running for a certain time. I think it's valuable and it should be respected. Because if we just leave it, it might be untouchable and not healthy, almost dead. So we need to go on working with it. We will fix bugs and add features in a long time, but it could be painful. Why it's painful? The code, so it has so many codes, and be patchwork, and spaghetti, and supporting various contracts, versions, and customers. And the typical problem is the original author has gone. And direction, director will change, and direction goes right and left. And if direction goes wrong, codes get wrong. And the other program is information explosion. I think the essential program of running a project in a long time is this. Information explosion. And codes, data, issues, everything mounts up. What is the right information? How can I find what I need? That's the program. So let me introduce what we are doing for these painful programs. First, money. A long-time project needs a special cost. Long-time project cost is to struggle against information explosion. And extra cost for changes in team, and people get tired, so we have to care about that. That's a cost. So let's prepare for that cost. And 2, upgrade Ruby and Rails and other gems if it's possible. For example, in one of our long-time projects, team members are doing bundle update every other week. They are doing that by taking turns. It helps that we can upgrade Rails easily. And I think the balanced code is very important. Let's start from messy code. Now our code is very messy, so we want to make it dry. Okay, it's very dry, but it looks like some magic, and many people feel like that it's too difficult. So they want to make it. Dry, difficult, yes. So we want to make it easy, and it gets messy. So I think we are in this loop. So let's keep balance of this loop. I think that we go dry but not too magical is the best point. And for documentation, I think documentation is very important for long-time projects, and our focus is in 2 points. One is comments in code, and one is wiki. Comments. So let's write comment when code is not natural, and write why. Don't write bad. And we review comments very much, and we update comments frequently. And what to write in wiki? History. I think history is very important because it's very difficult to read information from code or data because code or data are too detailed. So we need summaries. And we write any version matrix, such as a product line, contract variation, so on. And we log server operations. And we have date history page, which describe about some irregular data and status and its reason. It helps how to check the trouble. Oh, why this column is empty or what? Is this alright? Then we can check the page and know the history. And the second point is tips and utilities. Of course, we write tips and utilities on wiki, and this would include our mistakes, as Sebastian told. For example, we have serious trouble that we got the data from product server and test with it. Then some emails was sent to real customers. Big trouble. So we learned that we should not use product data without masking emails, and we share that in wiki. And principles. Recently, we added the principles page on our project wiki. What's the principle? I mean, for example, salespeople cannot see email addresses of users. This is a principle. Other examples, users have to sign in to use some features, or only premium users can use something, can see something, or children cannot buy alcoholic beverages. This is principles. And to keep whole system follow its principles is critically important, because if it's broken, it can be a serious bug. Actually, we had many serious bugs, and after that we add principles. So we describe those principles on Wiki so that newcomers learn them. And I have an idea that there is a chance to implement some of principles. For example, the salespeople cannot see email addresses of users. Then we can consider throw error if email was invoked when current user is a salesperson. Like this, filters, callbacks, and writing your own DSLs might help this. Unless it will work, unless it does not look too magical for everyone else. So let's describe a principle first on your document, then implement it if possible. Now our principles page have two sections. One, not implemented principles, and two, implemented principles. And so we write principles and then implement some framework things and move it to implemented area. Conclusion. I showed what you need to do to add libraries from 2 to 5 in general. Good luck. And I introduced what we are doing to keep applications and team alive. Thank you.
So does anyone have any questions regarding the speech? Yeah, please. You can turn on the mic in front of you with the green button. Yeah.
How do you make sure that your principles that are in the implemented principle are really implemented? So do you have like a special spec for them?
Specs?
Yeah.
Specs? Yes. I'm not sure it's not so special, but we will add specs for some route that check that framework work as expected. Is this can be answered? Don't know.
My question was if you define a special spec file, for example, to make sure that one principle is working everywhere in your code.
We won't write specs to check everywhere. Just one or two or some parts, because everywhere is it's too many. So simply some route to check. Do you get it? Sorry. She's sleepy. And the other question?
So you mentioned about upgrading Rails one version by one version. Do you ensure that your app will work in all aspects, or you just make sure that you can run the next update halfway through? Do you make your Rails app, when you upgrade, do you make your Rails app fully functional, or you just make the next upgrade script works? Do you upgrade it fully?
Can someone help me? So the upgrade, and
yeah. So he said for each upgrade, do you make the whole app work, or just enough to upgrade again?
If you are upgrading to, for example, if your application is in Rails 2 and you plan to upgrade to Rails 4, I think you don't have to check everything for every upgrading. Maybe, of course, you need to check main features, but it don't have to be perfect. And after, when you reach the planned version, for example 4 or 5, then you can check everything.
Okay, we will have one last question, please.
Okay. So how many people worked on the team to upgrade the 11 months, right?
11 months. 6 or 7, I think.
How do you keep them on the same version? Or like each time you upgrade, how do you make sure that the team stays together at the same time if they're working on different parts?
Yeah, nice, a good question. Yeah. No, I think that we first change the gem files Rails version and then check in that. Then everyone can have that version, but it doesn't work properly. And then people can work and fix and then commit to that version's branch. So we don't have to check in the perfect code. It's okay that it doesn't work. Just fix them.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's thanks Ms. Ohba again.